Hi, Ed.
Hello, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Well, greetings, Ed, Ian, and the entire RAP family.
Hello from your family in Canada, big brother.
Stones coming to you live from Texas.
Hi, Dad. Congratulations on this milestone anniversary.
Not too many people would be celebrating this anniversary, but in true rap fashion, we are.
Congratulations, Ed, from all your friends at Caterpillar.
I'm delighted to be a part of this celebration of your 5th anniversary of taking on and winning the fight against ALS.
Where some people would just accept the cards that they've been dealt, that has never been your style.
To an outside observer, it would simply be an unbelievable performance. To those of us who know and are close friends with the Raps, and in particular, it's really no surprise.
Dad, you're my best friend. You and I do everything together. We were together on a job when we figured out that something was wrong. We were together at Northwestern when a bunch of statistics were being thrown at us. And we were together last Thursday, November 5th, on the 5th anniversary of your diagnosis. We had a 1 p.m. tea time. You closed me out on number 18 as the sun was setting on another terrific day. The last 5 years have been the best of my life, and I'm confident that they've been the best of yours as well. Countless memories, experiences, and the consistent gift of time. So far, ALS has given more than it's taken.
It's been incredible to see you take on this challenge, and it's been incredible to see you defy the odds over the past 5 years. I can't help but notice that while ALS might have slowed you down physically a little bit, it certainly hasn't slowed you down with anything else. The list of accomplishments and the legend of Ed Rapp continues to grow.
You have done a spectacular job of being the typical Ed Rapp that we all know and love, of taking on this disease and bringing the fight to ALS with your Answer ALS initiatives, with the rigor and discipline that you've taken care of your own body and the leadership you've given within your own family to keep everybody on the same page and enthusiastically working with you to make the best of your life despite the handicap you've had of dealing with ALS.
I see you fighting this disease every single day, exercising morning and evening to remain on your feet and staying strong for all of us. You have continued to do what the doctors said was impossible. Your discipline is unrelenting, and never once have I ever seen you angry or ask, why me?
I remember 5 years ago when you called and told me about the diagnosis and that you were going to step down from Caterpillar. I knew then, and as I know now, you will continue to fight and do your best.
You said to me that day, Wanda, I have no regrets. And I remember thinking that day and many days since then, can I look back on my life and say the same thing?
You have never taken anything for granted. You've always lived your life to the fullest, and you've appreciated every single moment, big and small.
These past 5 years, you have found a new purpose in life, and the impact that you've had on that purpose is immeasurable. I admire your strength, passion for living life to the fullest, and never give up attitude.
I'm incredibly proud how you are handling the situation around yourself, and even in a period that the world is upside down, you are still going strong.
Congratulations, Ed, on 5 years of staying strong.
We are very happy for you. We are very happy for the entire Rapp family. But I'd also say we are happy, but we are not surprised. Because we know, Ed, that with you, there's always a clearly stated goal. We know with you, Ed, there's always a very articulated plan. And especially with you, Ed, we know that there's always an unwavering commitment to execute.
How do you do a short video to recognize Ed Rapp? Well, you can't. As I reflect on moments that have meant a lot to me, I mean, they're just too many to count.
I was asked to tell a story about you, but I have a lot of stories about you, so I have to save most of them for future videos.
We talked a lot about what our favorite memories might be that we could share, and realized how blessed we were to have shared so many great times with you and your family.
If I think about my favorite Ed Rapp memory, it's kind of hard to narrow it down to just one. But the one thing that stands out to me is throughout it all, it was never about you, Ed. It was always about somebody else. You always were thinking of the employee, the enterprise, ALS patients and your own family. So you always put others first in everything you do. And that's what I love about you as a leader.
I was a new VP, named VP, replacing you in Geneva, and you were going to go as a VP to turn around BCP. You wanted to give me a good start in my job. So we decided to go to Turkmenistan in a plane to see Turkmenbashi. So we went. And we got there. Turkmenbashi, of course, was not ready to see us, so we had to wait for 2 days. And then you decided after 2 days, because we didn't know where in the hell we were going to go see him, this guy, to go back. So he took the plane and he went back. It's just you and the pilot. And he developed the plane, developed technical problems over the Caspian Sea, so you had to make an emergency landing somewhere in an island in the Caspian Sea. And I think after a day or so, they kind of wired it together. And I remember it was a German pilot. And you went back to Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkey, Greece, and to Geneva. And I did get the deal. I came back, I think, like a week after that. But the lesson here is that you were very busy going to BCP and trying to figure out what to do with that division, which was not doing very well. You had plenty of stuff to do for yourself, but you were concerned for my success and not just about your success.
You know, as I reflect on our time together, Ed, over so many years, I mean decades working together, you know, one of the things I really miss it today, miss it after I retired from Caterpillar, frankly, were those phone calls from the airport just checking in. We'd talk about our families, we'd talk about work, we'd talk about results, we'd talk about confronting the brutal facts of our current reality and making things better.
Through the years, one of the key things that you and I have enjoyed is playing golf together. And normally when we play together, we're partners. And needless to say, we have a very good track record. And the only reason we got a good track record is because of you, because you're pretty good and I just rode your back all the time. But every once in a while you'd hit a bad shot. And you'd turn to me and you'd say, pick me up, partner. And needless to say, there was a lot of pressure on me. And but every once in a while I would hit some good shots and was hopefully trying to pick you up. Well, Ed, for the last 5 years, you have picked so many people up with how you've conducted yourself and how you have handled yourself. You're an inspiration to all of us.
Dad, you sent me a text in January of this year expressing your appreciation for my clairvoyance after Mom had reread you the email that I sent to friends and family the evening before your retirement announcement, describing your decision to lean into your diagnosis and take on ALS. Included in the body of this email, I'd written the following, and I quote, "For me to accept this, I'm taking the following approach. What if Dad hasn't worked the last 36 years to help lead CAT and its 130,000 employees? What if instead he's worked to build the resources and connections to beat this terrible disease? A disease that, to this point, has no cure and affects 90% of its victims randomly." I went on to write, quote, "Statistics give Dad 2 to 4 years, but odds have never predicted my dad's path. As has been the case his whole life, he will beat the odds and impact the lives of many more than imaginable. My dad will teach my son, now sons, what it means to be a good man. He'll teach them to swing a golf club, and he will pass on the Rapp family values. Cole Edward, and now Eli Joseph, will know their grandpa, and we will continue to create lifetime memories with my best friend every day. We will beat this." Close quote. Dad, you've been my best friend since day one, and obviously, based on that email from 5 years ago, all you're doing is being the father and role model I knew you'd be.
As I have watched you take on the greatest challenge of your life, you have managed it with such grace and determination while leaning in and making a difference in the world of ALS.
The example you've set for how to deal with adversity with dignity, focus on family and faith and the right priorities, sets a wonderful example for all of us, which we are grateful for.
When I first met you, I was amazed at the care, detail, and discipline of your work ethic with Caterpillar, and I thought I'd never seen anybody work so hard. And then I watched you be a mentor and friend to Dee, and I thought, well, actually, no, that's Ed's calling, is to be a mentor to others. because that's what you did so excellently. And then I met Stephanie when she came to Nashville, and I thought, well, actually it's not Kat or being a mentor, it's actually being a dad. And watching you with Steph and Allie and Jay, I thought that's what you're the best at doing.
Perhaps my favorite Ed thing was learning that every member of the Rapp family needs to have an annual plan. That is legendary. I imagine young Rapp children being schooled on objectives and work plans, but in reality they were being taught important life skills. And it's great to see how tight the Rapp family is. Everything that Ed says and does in the business world applies to family. And what that means is he's genuine. And that's truly rare.
I used one of your Edisms last week. Pressure makes diamonds. I love that one. Right after I said it, I missed the putt. We lost the match. So I'm thinking Edisms don't work for everybody. I don't blame the Edism itself. I do blame genetics. My mom and dad let me down. When I look at your life, I look at the career, your family, your friends. Wow, diamonds are everywhere. I just want you to know that we are so happy and so blessed to be part of your life and to have so many wonderful times with you and your family, whether it be on the golf course, at the lake, around the dinner table. It's been fantastic.
One of our favorite times with you is when my son was skating on the ice at PNC and I looked right, and there you were standing up screaming just as loud as we were for our child as he scored his hat trick on the ice at 6 years old. And there you were, hands in the air with all of us, and it touched my heart, and it just made it even more apparent that you are our family in so many ways.
Whenever any of my children do anything great, I think back to when they were babies and oh, how precious they are and how sweet they are. And with you and all that black hair you had, oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable. And I've had to do that quite often for you, haven't I? But I can think back, you always loved breakfast. You used to holler up the steps and say, Mom, what's for breakfast? How about oatmeal? And you know what? Oatmeal always appeared when you did that.
We think that probably the biggest thing that we remember is just we competed at everything. Basketball in the driveway, or football in the schoolyard, or softball in the back, or ping pong in the basement, or who could juggle the most pool balls. I mean, it was just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that we had 4 brothers on the same high school football team? The little part is Ed.
Yeah, that's the last picture that I'm taller than Ed. I like that one. One of my best memories that happened with Ed was at his wedding. I talked to, I think the man's name was Bob Selaski, who told me he had hired Ed and that young man was going to go places with Caterpillar.
I have saved tons of memorabilia in my 86 years, including lots of stuff about Ed. However, I have a dilemma. I have a couple of large notebooks, one that I've labeled the Friends book, and another, the Famous People book. Ed was, without a doubt, the most famous business executive I've ever known, but he's also been a treasured friend, so I have his stuff in both books. After Ed was working in California for about a year, I stopped and see another of my good friends, Vice President Ron Donati. I asked him how Ed was doing. Ron said to me, "We're all going to be working for Ed someday," and by golly, he was right. In 1990, my old department, Pricing and Scheduling, was dissolved, and out of the blue, Ed made a place for me reporting to him in NACD. This proved to be the most rewarding and inspiring part of my 42 years at Caterpillar. Thanks to Ed, the day I retired in 1997 and I walked out of the administration building, I was a very happy man and actually reflected on Ed's involvement in the last 7 years of my career. Thanks a million, Ed.
One thing that I want to share with you is that how thankful I am for your support and for your help. And one of the biggest gifts that you have given to me is the restoration of my relationship with my father. And it was undeniably valuable, and I'm very, very grateful and thankful for that. The conversations that I had with you and talks that I carry with you is really helped me to shape my life in very positive manner.
Whether it's taking in my brother during a hurricane, offering up the Cliffs house for a Fab Five reunion, you and Mrs. Rapp have always been beyond generous, and I'm beyond thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. It's also been a privilege to be part of your family. I've learned countless life lessons, countless words of wisdom. A few of my favorites, I think, are relationships matter, showing up matters, and perhaps the less known but more important, bluffing is just part of the game when it comes to categories.
I want to thank you for not only being a great father-in-law, but also being a great papa to my sons. It means the world to me as it does to Allison.
I want you to know how grateful we are to have you in our life as a friend, as family, as a business partner, as a confidant, as an associate, as everything. The world is truly a better place with you in it.
Thank you for being a light in our lives through every stage and phase of our lives. Thanks for being that positivity, that grounding source that reminds us to never take a moment for granted.
When I look back at our text thread over the last 5 years, I see a few very consistent messages. Would the boys like to come over and play after nap in school? Headed your way, and thank you for sharing. When it comes to time, you don't waste any. Thank you for fighting and making the most of every single day.
All right, you guys got something to say to Papa?
Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Papa.
Ed, thank you for being genuine, for being consistent, for showing balance through the good times and the tougher times, and for being a great leader. In fact, thank you for being one of the best.
There's one more thing to do, right? We've always been talking about that. Remember that acupuncture point that puts macro into sleep? So I believe there's going to be a point that will help you tremendously. And you and I work together and find it, and eventually go to universities and share that knowledge.
Mom and I got to go to the University of Missouri several times and listen to him speak to the students at Mizzou. And Mom and I were sitting on the front row listening to him. And I just almost couldn't keep back the tears to think that a young man from Pilot Grove, Missouri, who was the middle neglected child, had turned out so good.
You know, you always say you're the neglected middle child, but in reality, you're the glue that holds the rest of us together. You're that one person that my kids and I have always been able to count on, and I hope you know how much we love you and how much we are here for you, as you have always been there for us.
You know, growing up, we had Sister Teresa, Sister Faith, Sister Xavier, Sister Scholastica that said prayers for us every single day. And I'm sure that they are still saying prayers for us every single day. And then you throw in, you know, Grandpa Schuster, and then since your diagnosis, Aunt Mary and Uncle Art, and you know Uncle Art is up there pounding the table every damn day saying the world is better because Ed Rapp is in it, and you're going to make a difference.
And I really think that God put you here for a reason. And because he knows that you have the discipline to carry this farther than anyone else has ever done.
And I'm so proud of the way in which you've taken on this fight. Both what you've done to take care of yourself as you battle the effects of ALS, and in what you're doing to make life better for so many others.
Your grandfather, my dad, would be the proudest of you as to what you have done with your money rather than how much of it you have made.
You're a wonderful human being. I'm proud to call you my brother, and I am praying for many more 5-year anniversaries.
When reflecting on the past 5 years, it would be easy to be angry and upset, but to be honest, all I feel is gratitude. We have spent so much great quality time together, and I'm grateful for every moment. What ALS has really taught me is to appreciate and reflect on the little moments. Some of our best conversations have been in the car when you're picking me up from the airport. Some of the best advice I've gotten is during our quick check-in calls, which happen much more frequently now because I don't have to Google what time zone you're in. And some of the best laughs we shared have been around the dining room table, on the back patio, or in your office. I appreciate everything big, like how you're my hero, my constant voice of reason, and my confidant, all the way to the little things, like how we have the same taste in books, music, and shows.
You know, in a lot of ways, I think the last 5 years have been Ed's favorite or best years of his life. Spent a lot of time with the family. He's got 2 little boys on one side of him, and now probably when you see those 2 little boys on the other side of him, see them all the time and get to impact their lives like he has so many others.
I think the most amazing chapter in Ed's life is the current chapter. It's a reaffirmation of everything that he's done in his life, and the world indeed is a better place simply because Ed's living in it.
When you retired from CAT, you said that you could measure the success of your career by the answer to 2 questions. One, was the company in a better place than it was when you came? And 2, did you leave it in more capable hands? You can apply those same questions to your fight against ALS. There's no doubt that the ALS community is in a better place because of your work.
I honestly feel that Caterpillar was your learning center for 37 years, teaching you what you know today, ensuring you are capable and ready to take on this new challenge and make a difference in so many lives.
You continue to inspire all of us. You're going to impact the science of ALS and truly make the world a better place.
5 years of overcoming obstacles, lives impacted, making a difference, and incredible memories behind us, with many, many more years ahead of us.
Look forward to many more years of great experiences and great memories. Congratulations again on this incredible milestone.
Congratulations to the most determined father-in-law, Papa, and Missouri Tiger. We are incredibly proud of you.
I'm proud of you. I continue to learn from you. And together, our family will continue to do incredible things.
We're proud of you, brother.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
And I'm so proud of what you've been able to do to keep yourself in shape and how hard you've worked at it. You've got a wonderful family. You've got those 3 little boys, and pretty soon going to have a 4th little boy that's going to keep you busy for a long time.
While you have always labeled me Peter Pan, which I do prefer over George and Worm, the reality is it's entirely your and Mom's fault that I've never wanted to grow up, because you have blessed me with the most incredible life, and I feel extremely blessed to be your little girl. I can't wait to make even more memories with you. We have a lot of ground to cover because you will be living until you're 100.
And I tell you what, partner, I look forward to the many more years coming up where you continue to pick me up. I want you to stay safe, healthy, and stay strong.
We've been so blessed to have you in our life, and we are looking forward to many more years of calling the Coach Rap 24/7 hotline, seeking your advice, and catching up on your accomplishments.
You have exceeded everyone's highest expectations, and I have every confidence you're going to exceed it for another 5 to 20 years to come.
Here's to staying strong, staying positive, and making those lifelong memories every single day.
I know better days are ahead. I know you are staying strong. All the very best to you, and continued success to you and your entire family.
As you celebrate this milestone, please just know how much that you're loved.
We love you. We're super excited that you're so healthy and strong. Think the world of you.
We miss you. Enjoy your anniversary, and here's to many, many more.
Cheers, guys. All the best.
We love you.
Thinking of you, man. Love you.
Love you, buddy.
I love you.
I love you.
Love you.
I love you, brother.
Love you, Ben.
Love you.
We love you.
I love you so much.
I love you, Edward. You are my best friend.
I love you, Mama. Stay strong.